think it's covering me. Hey. We like Siri here.
Yes.
He's a buddy.
How are you? So.
Am I what?
On to...
Can you say magic? Say magic.
I don't know what you're going with that, but okay.
I was going to start going into swipe or no swiping, but okay.
What?
Dora.
I never saw that.
But who lives in the pineapple under the sea? So we're going to talk about chaos magic if you don't get our rambling now.
I didn't get his ramblings. I'm sitting right here.
Crazy. I was a redhead once for like a month.
Yeah. Might want to speak up a little bit.
Hi.
Hi. So we had a request for chaos magic.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk a little about chaos magic and working some pop culture magic into all of that.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with chaos magic. There's a lot of videos out there on it, and some of them are interesting.
Some of them are repetitive.
Yeah, you know, we're going to try not to be repetitive, but
Sometimes it happens.
yeah. But
So.
in your opinion, what is chaos magic?
Chaos magic is using things that aren't conventionally used within magical systems and making them work as part of your magical repertoire. Sometimes you don't have your access to herbs, oils, crystals, so you sometimes have a plush toy from a movie. Sometimes you have a movie. Sometimes there's music from that soundtrack. Like, let's say you're obsessed with Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah, you can utilize the characters from it. You can utilize the music from it. It's using things that put you into a certain frame of mind so that you're able to focus on what you want for your end goal and manifest it.
It goes with a lot of non-conventional stuff. It's a simplified form of, you know, magic. And a lot of and chaos magic is very results-oriented, going with non-conventional stuff. So you're not going to see a lot of chaos, you know, magic stuff that's going to be like you have to have this herb and this candle on
And
this.
do this on this day within this hour at this time of year.
Yeah, you're not going to see that with chaos magic. The chaos magic's like, you need something done, booyah.
I like using music.
Yeah. Me, I don't like using music in rituals. I find it very distracting.
I use music as the ritual. Boom.
Yeah. And what I'll use is, I've actually done chaos magic with video games. So to help me overcome obstacles or when I'm really frustrated, I'll focus, like I'm playing Mortal Kombat, and then I'll focus on each character being an obstacle that I want to get rid of, and I'll focus all of that, you know, anger and frustration on the opponent. And then after I've defeated, I will go ahead and, you know, do the fatality to try to kill that aspect. So it doesn't bother me anymore, so I'm consciously doing something about it. And I've noticed too that sometimes if I have a hard time with particular bad guys that I've associated with something, I stay focused on them and keep charging up more and more and more, because to me on a certain level it says you still have an issue with this that you need to work through, or that you need to work on. It's going to take a little extra oomph and more focus. And so I finished the, you know, do the fatality for, you know, to get rid of that said thing, and I don't think about it again. I don't worry about it. I just, you know, work like that. But chaos magic also borrows a lot from other things.
So there's going to be sometimes a witchcraft influence, sometimes voodoo, sometimes Catholic,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes Mormons, sometimes SpongeBob.
Yeah, sometimes watching movies, launching sigils. A lot of sigil work was utilized by chaos magicians.
Mm-hmm. And that took a lot from Austin Spare.
Mm-hmm.
But sigil magic, you can make it as complex or as simplified as you want. Usually, the simpler the better.
Yeah, and you don't worry about it. What some people suggest too is you get a stack of index cards and you write out a bunch of sigils. And, you know, how do you do the sigil? We cover this in another video, but you write down what it is that you want, remove all your repeating letters, and then form it into a little glyph.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, don't think about them. Just do a big old stack of them, and then you'll launch them whenever.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh, go ahead. I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, and so by launching sigils, we mean basically shooting them off, doing, you know, it's like doing the spell work. It's said that, you know, you do something that puts you into an altered state of consciousness, or what they call the Gnostic state. And it's just like the in-between state between awake and asleep. It's that pleasure point where your brain completely shut off.
It's like alpha.
Yeah.
Go into alpha. Lori Caput goes into that.
Yeah, basically it's all it is. And I like chaos magic, but they take a lot of stuff and they reword it. And they rename it and they give it another name to make it sound more...
Distributor, egregore.
Yeah. They make it more interesting, I guess. But
Well, for the mental aspect, it makes sense.
Mhm.
Because you're wanting to put yourself into that state. It's like when you're a ceremonial magician, you put on your ring, you put on your robe, you go into your temple. With this, you're using really cool, flashy lingo, so that way, mentally, you're putting yourself into that state of mind. What else? If, let's say, you don't have any... Oh, back on the sigil thing. Something that else you can do if you don't feel like launching it yourself, put it where people are going to have high energy and see it.
Mhm.
Put it over a urinal in a bar.
Yes, I've done that a lot.
Something I've been curious about, which I should have done when I used to work at the adult store with the arcades.
How?
I should have thrown them inside the booths and pasted them to the wall.
Yeah, one way to launch sigils is to go to bed with it. If you have a partner, tape it to the forehead. Tape it to the wall where you're...
Tape it to the back of their head.
Yeah, when you get to that point of orgasm and climax, focus on the sigil, and then you shoot your wad. Hell yeah.
I don't know why. Nothing grosses me out, but the word wad just sounds so foreign.
Yeah. Other things that work really well is fear. Watching scary movies, and what I'll do is sometimes I'll put sigils, tape them underneath the TV, and I'll watch scary movies. And so every time I jump or do something like that, I was like, oh my god, and then I focus on the sigil.
You're like, whew.
Yeah.
Just like pleasure and fear can be used, pain can be used. I think we've talked about the fun rituals where he's focusing on what he's doing, and I'm just like, I'm just doing a sigil, and I slap the hell out of myself, and I walk around bright red the next day.
That shit was funny.
It was horrible though, because we went into a bookstore the next day and they're like, "What'd you do to him?" But you can also use things like floggers. Some people use bloodletting, though I don't encourage it unless you know what you're doing. Drumming. Some people will incorporate drumming with it.
Yeah.
Rhythmic breathing, chanting.
Yeah, some people will draw them on mirrors and then they'll just go into a trance, like scrying mirrors and stuff. One that I did that was actually pretty fun was I got some dragon's blood ink because I like the idea of it, and I drew a series of sigils on my forearms. And then I went to a nudist party. Nothing says fear more than especially if you have body issues, which I do. And it's a nudist party and I'm like freaking out and I'm like looking at my sigils and everything manifested from what I remember right. So
We should go to more nudist parties in the
yeah. And
mostly because it's just too hot in Phoenix.
yeah, but you can also if you're eating food, you can put designs of your sigils on your food and you can consume them. If you're using it to attack or curse somebody, don't eat it.
Put it on their food.
Yeah. But for me, chaos magic is fun, but there's not a lot of dogma. There's no restrictions or anything like that. You believe in something and you adopt it for a certain amount of time, and after that, you don't worry about it. And I know there are a lot of magicians and witches out there who give chaos magicians a lot of smack for that, but it works.
A lot of people utilize chaos magic too, and they just don't realize it and they don't label it as such for fear of repercussions from talking openly about chaos magic or practicing it. There's nothing wrong with practicing it if you're getting results.
Yeah.
The point of magic to me is finding a way to get results.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a new way of doing things. Sometimes you don't always have that brass vessel.
Exactly. Sometimes you gotta,
Sometimes you got this dollar store cooking pot and you're like, we're gonna do this.
But yeah, some of the books that we recommend for chaos magic.
This one, very wordy. But
Yeah.
it's a good basis.
Yeah, and honestly, I've never read the whole thing.
I haven't read the whole thing. I look around, I browse, and I get what I need to from it.
Yeah.
And that's Condensed Magic, An Introduction to Chaos Magic by Phil Hine, with the foreword by the, is it famous or infamous, Peter Carroll?
Yeah, Peter Carroll's books are also really good too, but they can be very heady.
Mm-hmm. This one I really like. It's Hands-on Chaos Magic, Reality Manipulation Through the Levicky Current by Andre Vitamis.
Vitamis.
It's like vitamin to vitamin.
Andre Vitamis.
He goes over Harry Potter spells, such as creating a Patronus. You can basically consecrate. This is actually an Elder Wand. And from one of the sources that I looked at, they use ebony wood. Not as the whole thing, because that would be really expensive, but it has some in it.
I have an ebony one that was freaking expensive.
Yeah, I think it's just a little bit and then clay molding around it. So these could actually hold the magical current. Thing is, I'm lazy and I just like to move it around, and I'd rather not like accidentally do spells with it if I'm using it as a focus of my will and ritual, and I decide to use it openly, like for Halloween, when out in public.
And another one that I like is Pop Culture Magic by Taylor Elwood. It's pretty good. They go into like
In this book, you will learn how to create pop culture god forms and entities, how to invoke yourself into a god form, how to create practical techniques based on TV shows, comics, and other forms of pop culture media, how to charge your sigils by playing video games, how to create your own system of magic based on fantasy books, movies, or any other form of pop culture media. Basically, you need to learn to understand a framework within a magical system, and then plug it in.
Yeah. A lot of it, don't get held down by tradition. That's one problem that I have, and that's why I paradigm shift a lot. Is I'm like, oh, in witchcraft we don't do things like that, or in ceremonial magic or tradition we practice, we don't do things like that.
And then I like to throw it all together, and I'm like, ready for fun?
Yeah, you got to get over that. So and you want to talk about pop culture magic?
Mm-hmm. This was part of the main request for this video, was getting into the pop culture side of things. Now, you don't always have to have an item around you. You can use techniques such as visualization, which is used in most magical practices, if not all. And with the visualization, you're focusing your will on what you're wanting to manifest. You can use spoken incantation. You don't have to. You can visualize a sigil. You can visualize the image. And I'm going to restart that, because I don't feel like finding another one. When I was working at another job, I didn't want to think of something complicated. I just wanted to get the job done because we were a time limited job. So the quicker you were, the more they would schedule you. So with that one, I visualized the Flash. I visualized him surrounding me. I pictured myself glowing in like his suit, and then I pictured the lightning bolt over my chest. And then I pictured like the lightning bolts going off of me, and like I was glowing with lightning. And so I was like, Flash, Flash, I summon you, Flash, Flash, quick with haste. Come now without haste, I invoke thy presence in this place.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Some magic traditions refer to that as thought form assumption or god form assumption. So same thing, just simpler without all the grand rituals and gestures.
Yep.
But at the same time too, if you don't keep focus on it, you're gonna end up losing it. So
yeah, it fizzles back out, so it's not.
Yeah, you're not gonna be possessed by the Flash for the rest of your life. But still be careful, and you don't want to get caught up in using the same repetitive things. Like in one case too, when I was really getting into doing spirit work and evocations, I summoned up a couple of thought forms from TV shows. One of them was Dharma from Dharma and Greg. I don't know if you remember that one, but very new agey girl, likes alternative everything. She's very fluid. She goes with whatever. So I just focus on that. She's very linear, and so I would listen to and I watched all the first season episodes, and I would focus on that, and I built it up as a thought form. And it took a couple days to do. And so every time I would think of the music, and I would think of the little yin and yang symbol flowing around it, and her sitting there in her lotus position, blowing bubbles, and I would think, just tell myself, Dharma, Dharma, I summon thee, Dharma, Dharma, from Dharma and Greg, now come to me. Something simple like that. It doesn't have to be elaborate. And so I would visualize her standing in front of me, and I would talk to her, and when she would respond, it would be in her voice. She would give us really weird, cool information. When we first got together, he was having some back problems. I can't remember what it was from, but she actually gave us some advice and some input to do certain yoga positions. Turns out they're actually yoga positions. I'm not saying that you should listen to what these spirits have to tell you all the time, but
look into it, but don't go applying everything willy-nilly.
Yeah, if you're doing like the invocation of Count Dracula and he tells you to eat somebody, don't do it.
You will obtain their knowledge. Oh my god, speaking of Count Dracula, if you evoke the guys from How High and they tell you to go dig up corpses and smoke them, don't do it. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
That was probably one of the best ideas for necromancy I've seen in a movie.
Yeah, just this common sense. So if you do any of this stuff, then you end up in jail.
We do not condone you.
Yeah,
don't
that's
blame
your
us.
fault. Disclaimer.
But I do want a postcard. No, just kidding. Don't. I don't care. Not being me.
Yeah.
But
Who
I will be
else?
involved.
Yeah, another thought form that I did was The Good Witch from Hallmark Channel's TV series and movies. And so I'd focus on Cassie Nightingale. And I would ask
She's
her.
cool. I like her.
Yeah, I would ask her advice on how to handle situations. Because if you actually watch The Good Witch, she's very knowledgeable of things and she has a very calming effect no matter what the crisis is. And so I would talk to her and she, I'd summon her up similar to how I did Dharma, just visualize her standing in front of me and I'd be like, Cassie Nightingale, the Good Witch, come to me as I will, so shall it be. And I'd visualize her standing there. In her classic pose where she's standing with her arms on her hips and she's standing back like that, or she'll be standing with her arms folded and very open and she have that little glazed look in her eye when she's talking to people. Seriously, if you watch it, you'll notice it.
She like goes psychic.
Yeah, and then now I'll talk to her about stuff that was bothering me, and then she'd just get to say something encouraging. It's really interesting. And I haven't called them up in a while, so.
But the thing too, if it's popular enough, you don't really always have to build up that energy to create the form, because sometimes it's already made from the amount of people that are fans of it. So comic book, The Flash, I didn't have to do much energy into that. I basically called upon the energy that's a collective thought formed by a bunch of people who are like in love
Focusing
with the
on
Flash.
it.
Especially since the TV show had came out, so
Yeah.
they have everyone
Barry
lusting
Allen.
after Barry Allen, like us. So that was added to it, so it became stronger. So you're just utilizing the energy that's already out there and pulling it for something useful.
Yeah, these things have created thought, or they, like you said, they've, got thought forms that were built up so they become deitized almost.
Literally, going back to the idea of Satan and the devil, thought form, given life, because collective fear, collective thought, collective focus, he's able to be worked with, just like the Flash.
Yeah, it's like this meme that I always see on Facebook. People who are, scared of spiders are 10 times more likely to be scared of spiders.
You attract that because you're putting it out.
Yeah, I remember
Purposefully.
when I was at my mom's house, this was after my dad had passed away, and I was sitting there on the bed and it just popped in my head, people that are scared of spiders are 10 times more scared of spiders. And I'm sitting there in bed, what was his name?
I'm scared of Taylor Lautner.
No, it wasn't Taylor Lautner.
It was another one.
Yeah, it was the guy he was a side character from Doctor Who.
Can I have that one doctor that I'm obsessed with?
Yeah, he also played the face of Bo. Oh my god, I can't remember. I follow him on Facebook too. Anywho, so I'm thinking, Jack Harkness, I think his character's name is. I'm sitting there, Captain Jack. So I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, I'm scared of Captain Jack, I'm scared of Captain Jack, I'm scared of Captain Jack. I haven't looked down and in walks a fucking spider. I was like, damn.
Well, the thing about it with being scared of it is you're looking for it. So that's how I mean by put out. Not like you're casting spells and it comes back at you. No. You're putting out the idea that you're looking for this.
Yeah.
Because you're scared of it. And so it happens.
It's just like the law of attraction. You put that vibe out there and you kind of bring it to you. It's like people, and I do a lot of work for other people. People are constantly worried about problems and stuff like that. That ends up happening. And then they're like, why do I have all these problems? Because you don't focus on the positive side of things and you keep expecting bad stuff to happen. If you're like that, stop it. And it takes training to do it.
Like I was saying, I love to use music for things. If I don't have time to do ritual, then I'll put a certain song that would correspond to my goal. Whenever we're feeling down and we want to raise up our emotional energy, as well as focus our will to be able to get what we've done, even if we don't feel like interacting with people, we want to be the strong, bold character. Something that we've done is we'll put on Sissy That Walk by RuPaul.
Yes,
Amazon Champion, those work amazingly if
Yeah.
you're having self-esteem or confidence issues in a certain environment.
Champion really works well for me. When I'm feeling down and he'll start playing Champion and I'm all pumped up and...
It's like 11:30 at night. Yeah, let's do something. Oh, let's go to bed.
Yeah.
What else? I've used Halsey. I've used Madonna.
Yeah, and how do you do that is you focus that feeling to that song. So it becomes something empowering.
It's your power song.
Yeah, pretty much. It can be viewed as that.
Coin on the Dresser by Willem. Money Spells. It's about hookers, but hookers get money.
Yeah. Just listen to that, and then the music will re-invoke that feeling, and then you listen to that a few times, and you reinforce that feeling. It's like, okay, when I listen to
Single ladies.
Yeah, single ladies don't want to feel empowered. I'm going to feel like I'm the shit. No one's going to mess with me and stuff like that.
No scrubs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if when you're trying to get rid of an ex, play some TLC, throw down some No Scrub, put it on repeat, and then get something that belongs to your ex and it's like to banish them so they don't come back. Especially if you have the bad habit of attracting the same type of person or you go back to the same bad relationships. I used to be like that, and so I started listening to a lot of No Scrub, so I know that one works very well.
I'm trying to think. But yeah, you could use anything. I love pink. You and your hand.
Yeah, there you go.
Stupid girls.
So, you might be wondering why Snoopies are up here.
Because they're cute.
Yes. But no, these are kind of like little power effigies for me. Yeah. That's why if you actually see on my Facebook stuff, it's like plastered with Snoopy once in a while, and you know, Snoopy actually does put me in a magic, mood for magic stuff, especially witchcraft. But, little things can paradigm shift me, and Snoopy's one of them. So I get into my little witch kicks when I go, watching anything Peanuts related because of, not penis related, but Peanuts related.
How could it be both?
But no, because of the Great Pumpkin. Love that movie. Probably going to start watching it like crazy here soon. So I associate that with Halloween and the holidays because when I was a child, my mom would always, make sure that she made a bowl of popcorn, got something to drink, and my mom and I would sit there and we would watch Peanuts when they would do the, specials of these cartoons in the evenings and stuff like that. So I associate that with my family, fun stuff like that. So Snoopy's my power animal. So let's say you want to do something else with the cartoon characters, you can give them different tasks and stuff like that. So let's say somebody done jacked your stuff and you need some help trying to figure out who the bad guy is. Scooby-Doo, where are you? So you need help solving a mystery?
You can also use spells from some of their movies, like The Witch's Ghost. It's closets.
Yeah.
Their Thorn used the spell in The Witch's Ghost, Ancient Evil, get thee hence, only good can recompense. Change the words, follow the rhythm. Picture the problem as the ghost, or use the same exact words and banish it. You watch the movie, picture yourself as Thorn, picture that as your problem, and it's just vanishing, going back to nothing.
Yeah, or one of the simplest things to do is just grab if you have the movie, grab it and just do a visualize Thorn coming out of the cover. Becoming a 3D model in front of you, and then just say the chant with her as she banishes the negativity that's in front of you.
Now, if you're going to do it with this movie, this is the original 1970s Toby Hooper Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes, queen.
Now, with everyone, they think of different things. With Leatherface, what do you think of?
I think he was an empowered sister who just needed some love.
Yes, queen. That's pretty much what I think too. But I think of him as someone that, yes, I love to be comfortable. I like to feel pretty. But I'm going to get shit done. If you're going to come up to my house, we're going to handle you. We're going to take care of you. We might put you in a stew, but that's something else.
Yeah. And the thing was that he went crazy because people were picking on him. So
he's the underdog that takes out everything.
Yeah. Don't pick on crazy.
Crazy cuts you back.
Yeah, crazy comes with a chainsaw.
Or a hammer and throw you in a freezer.
Right.
Literally a binding spell. Oh my god, get a pork chop. Consecrate it as your problem. Get a big meat hook. Tell your problem that they will be no more and start cutting it up on the meat hook, dragging it down, tearing it apart into nothing, and then throw it in the trash. South Park.
When you need to be a little bit sassy.
South Park are some sassy girls, boys. Cartoon.
Yeah.
But I love the devil in it because he's adorable and he's very sassy.
Yes.
But what would you use South Park for in spell work?
South Park, for spell work, I would...
It's like pop quiz.
I don't know, honestly. I've never really tried to use it for magic work. Maybe like a banishing ritual, because there's 4 of them, so Kenny in the south?
I would say in the west because he's always dying.
Yeah, Kenny in the west. Cartman in the north because he's just very stubborn and he's also, big.
I would probably put him in the east because he's very ballsy with what he says. He doesn't think about it, it flies out.
Yeah, I'd put Eric in the east because he's very verbal and he's more
logical.
Yeah. And Kyle in the south. Just because he's more getting stuff done and, he won't take smack from anybody, but, he'll still get stuff done.
Yeah, so invoking them as quarter entities works. I would also use them for confidence. Big. Being able to speak something even though opportunity's not right, finding courage, things like that. Because they don't
Yes. So for like movie stuff, monsters, classic universals, lots of energy that's there. It's just needing to be invoked. And in this case, I would do like, if I wanted to be more seductive but still have an air of darkness and mystery, I would invoke Dracula. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't try to bite nobody unless they want
like
it.
Safe words.
Yeah. For strength, Frankenstein. I have a problem with swimming. The problem is I don't know how to. So if I were to ever learn, I'd probably do like the invocation of the creature from the Black Lagoon.
The Wolfman. Learning to go through different cycles when you're going through big changes in your life. Transformation, illumination.
Yeah, and with the Wolfman too, you can, he also devours his enemies and stuff like that. So you could literally get like a poppet, and then you can just invoke the Wolfman and tear at it during the full moon.
Just make it a peanut butter and jelly and just eat it.
Yeah. With Frankenstein, he's scared of fire. So if you wanted to banish fears, because eventually in the movie, in this version, at least he kind of overcomes that fear of fire.
When you want to not be seen, the Invisible Man.
Yeah, but just don't go crazy like he did.
Learn to make yourself invisible. Bride of Frankenstein, when you want to do a love spell for other people, and you want them to go crazy.
Yeah, or you want to do some breakup work. Bride of Frankenstein.
Hey, love magic is really fucked up. Excuse me.
So, yeah, there's different ways that you incorporate. You just got to be inventive. The best way to do it is to start small and then work your way up. Do like little rituals like...
Calm down, you keep looking at it and you're witting yourself out.
Like, let's say you're watching the Bride of Frankenstein, you want to do some separation work. As you're watching it, focus on Frankenstein being one person in the relationship and then the other person being the bride, because they don't get along.
Very horrible relationship.
Yeah. If you want to ground real quick, country music. Seriously. Country music can be very grounding.
It can be, unless you're listening to Carrie Underwood. I don't like country, but if I'm listening to it, it's probably Carrie Underwood or Miranda Lambert. And visualize yourself as them if you know the music video, or if not, just use creative visualization while listening to the words. Get sassy with it, sing it, lip sync it, go through that. Like Kerosene, which on fire.
But don't actually do it.
Don't do it physically, but spiritually, visualization. You could do that. Blown away. You can picture your problems being blown away in gusts of wind. You standing there almost like you're commanding the wind. You're a wind magician. Ta-da! It's like a cartoon video game with country music.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes.
Use the cards to call up these entities for help and assistance. The same with Pokemon too. Each of them has their different qualities, and you could create like a familiar or a little thought from spirit of them using the plushies or the card, the cartoon images, and just visualize it coming up.
Jigglypuff.
Yeah. So.
Swirl. Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry, I got distracted. With me, my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monsters, surprisingly, wasn't Dark Magician Girl, though it was for a while. Harpy Ladies. I don't know what it was, something about them. I just love them.
We're about time up.
Yeah.
Sadly. So hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, like, subscribe,
comment, share. Comment below if you have questions. Email us, totemroom@gmail.com if you have any question at all. Or our Facebook page, you can message us there at totemroom.
Yes, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
Yes,
like the video. And we will probably we're going to try to do more coming up soon. It's just with Pagan Pride Day stuff coming up.
We're crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy busy. Our apartment's a mess.
Got a little better though, but it's still a mess.
So, but we'll get video of Pagan Pride Day, so hopefully we see you before then.
It's been a muck. Alright.
So, if we don't say it then or later, happy Samhain as it's coming up. Bye everybody.
Adios.